Rhonda Westoff, and I'd like to welcome you to CMC this evening.
On April the 3rd, which is coming up a week from this Saturday, we will have our annual 9 Health Fair, which will be at Summit High School from 7 in the morning till noon. Now, the centerpiece of the 9 Health Fair is very inexpensive blood screening tests.
If we can help other people get out there, take them for walks or whatever to enjoy the glory of this creation where we live, this is great. So I will end with my mother. Now, she wasn't a Viking, but her grandfather might have been. And she skied downhill at 90, and she crossed country at 92. Now, in order to get her skis on, she put them on in the living room and put the pole in the screen door. And now she came. So, and her motto was, you're as young as you feel. My motto is, no one cares how much you know until they know how much you care. Thank you.
You know, when I got up this morning, my wife said, "Tell me again, what is this panel you're sitting on?" And I said, "Well, this is an expert panel on aging wisely." And she just smiled and said, "Rhonda doesn't really know you, does she?" And I found that to be depressing. Really, what I'm going to talk about is the importance of staying busy. And not just for the sake of being busy, but for the sake of pursuing things that you can be passionate about. And that's what we really talk to people about at the Small Business Development Center.
The last category that I've kind of been professionally concerned about lately is just that patients need to be educated. And there's a couple things about Colorado that really, in terms of dentistry, that really make that important. One is that Colorado has no state mandate for continuing education to keep your dental license. So like it or not, you might go to the dentist that they have their dental license, they've been doing it for 5 years, 10 years, however many years, and no CE. So it's come up, people try to change that, but continuing education is really important.
Blood pressure. Your blood pressure should be normally less than 130 over 90. As we get older, I was taught in medical school that we would be, our blood pressure should be our age plus 100. Well, that's not true. The data is very clear now that we need to keep our blood pressures closer to 130 as the upper number, or 140 for people that don't have any other risk factors. If you have
So most of our diets, you know, it's so much fun just to be lazy and sit down on the couch and eat bonbons. But we really need to emphasize these things that are called bioflavonoids as a general category. And so you'll hear of these, you know, acai berries or some berry from China that's, you know, deeply pigmented. All these things have bioflavonoids in them and phytochemicals that are protective. I like to think of bioflavonoids as being sort of like a sunscreen for the plant. Because
people will neglect their responsibilities when they're suffering from depression. It's part of the illness. And it's not that they are being lazy. It's not that they are somehow have some sort of problem with their attitude or moral problem. It's part of the illness, is that your body slows down and it's very hard to go about day-to-day activities, and you do lose interest in the things that you love. So.
My role at the Northwest Colorado Council of Governments is to provide access to capital to those people who visit with Jack and are interested in starting a business, maintaining a business, contributing to the economic development of the northwestern region of Colorado.
The types of abuse that we would investigate if we got a report include physical, sexual abuse, unreasonable confinement or restraint, or it can be financial exploitation. Unfortunately, these cases are always very complicated, and what's one of the most painful things about these kind of cases is the perpetrators of abuse of adults are usually loved ones.
And I feel like I have the best job in Summit County. The mission of the RSVP program is to recruit and engage those who are over the age of 55 and beyond, and to use their skills and their life experience to serve our communities.
Right now in Colorado, we're expecting the growth of the population in Colorado at about 5% between 2012 and 2015. That's from the Colorado Demographer's Office. Summit County is expected to grow during that same time period about 9%. So that's quite a bit more. Here's some interesting, even more interesting and more dramatic growth potentials. If you look at the growth of the 60 plus or 60 and beyond population, 60 and better, we are expected to see Summit County's population between 2012 and 2015 of the folks who are 60 and better grow by 29%.